my dear ones. This is a timeless, near personal love and spirituality reading for whomever is guided to watch it with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. Take note that the reading can be in the reversed for some of you. You might be the one seeing this happening to someone else. And it has come to my attention that there is subscribers that doesn't get notification for my videos, even if you or they have chosen to do so. And I'm really sorry for this, and I put up a troubleshoot on the community section for you to solve this. Okay, so if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for Aquarius or Pisces season that is up, or the pick a card readings and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. And I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto de Angelis. So when I open your deck here, I see the Ace of Cups in reversed and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So it seems like someone has given up on love. They don't want to continue working on a certain situation, or they might even not want their own emotions. It's like, no, I don't want to deal with that anymore, so I'm not going to put more energy into it. It might be a dream also. Either your own emotions or a love story or a dream of yours, maybe of a love story or something else, success or something that you want. So I call the divine with love and light, and here is 2 eights. That's kind of saying to you that don't give up, okay? Don't give up on this situation or this dream or your own emotions, or maybe not give up on this relationship. It's more about using this situation where you don't get what you want, or not getting your needs fulfilled, or not getting the success you want, to use it to kind of temper yourself and kind of be more resilient and more stoic when it so it's almost like a practice for you to not get what you want and to be forced to deal with those emotions. And it's also from another point of view, or I'm looking deeper into these cards. It seems like this is 2 people and they are being with their backs towards each other, but they are in the same circle. One is being in this major arcana circle 8, and one is being in this Eight of Pentacles 8. So it might be this is the Divine Masculine and this is the Divine Feminine. And the Divine Feminine seems to be working very close to the Divine in general, while the Divine Masculine here is more working on their success in their own life, maybe trying to get their shit together or to be successful. They want to make a name for themselves, or they want to be worthy is what I'm feeling. They want to take responsibility and become like a good citizens that's successful and, you know, pulling their weight and all these kind of things. So maybe you're kind of in the same loop, the same kind of development, but you are being apart in some way. It doesn't have to be the Divine Masculine in the shape of a romantic partner. And this, if you are a masculine, sometimes this can be you, but this can be a female as well. It depends on what personality traits we display the most. If we are very feminine in a feminine body, then we're probably this person. If we are very masculine in a feminine body, we can be this person. So you need to understand for yourself who is who in this reading, okay? So I've forgotten where I were, but I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and we have another 8, and it's the Eight of Pentacles with the 8 of Wands. So I'm thinking this person is trying to prove themselves to you. They are trying to prove themselves worthy of you. And in the same time, you are working on this with the 8 of the Strength card. You're trying to also become a better person, to be able to stand on your own and not be so So like it doesn't have to be necessary for you, for someone else to act in a certain kind of way for you to stay in balance. So someone else can act really kind of shitty and you can be cool with it anyway. You don't approve of their behavior, but you don't get all dramatic. So that seems what you are practicing on, to become less dramatic and be able to tame your inner wild beast of passion and drama and having like very strong needs for things to be in a certain kind of way and controlling the situation maybe. And this person is trying to be a better person for you, is what I'm seeing, but there seems to be a lack of communication. But what they are doing here with the Eight of Pentacles is trying to be worthy of your love, trying to be as good as you, is what I'm feeling. I'm sorry if I'm stepping on someone's toes with the Divine Masculine not being as good as the Divine Feminine, but this is just a feeling within this person. This person feels like they are not good enough, and sometimes this is the whole reason for why a person is acting destructive, self-destructive, or destructive towards the relationship, destructive towards you, because they don't feel good enough. So I can make it go to hell already now, because it will go to hell eventually, because I always screw everything up. So it's like a prophecy that we give to ourselves and then it comes true. So usually it's like this with our fears. What we fear the most, the divine is going to smudge that situation into your face. So if you fear abandonment, you're going to be abandoned and abandoned and abandoned and abandoned. And if you fear that other people think you are not good enough, other people are going to prove to you that you are not good enough again and again and again and again. And that's also what the Eight is about. It's about being put into this situation like a nightmare that you have, a reoccurring nightmare that you have over and over again, until you are able to solve it, okay, to kind of become less dramatic, cool yourself down, not taking things so serious and, it's this old shit again, so I know how to deal with this. And when you are like that, you don't have to experience this situation so much anymore, because then you have learned what you were supposed to learn. But this person is going a little bit in circles, like, because they haven't figured out, they try to be good enough, so you won't say that they are a bad person or that they aren't good enough. But what they really need to do is, of course, to feel like to love themselves enough to think that whatever they do is good enough, because then the person will become more cool and less tempted to become self-destructive. Okay, so 6 elements. And here we have Knight of Wands with this Eight of Pentacles upright. Both are upright. And for me, it feels like the same person, but the same person that's being split into 2. But this is Sagittarius energy, the 8 of the Strength card that we had in the same position. Here was Leo. So it might be that one person is acting with more fire, and the other person is trying to be worthy the person of fire. It doesn't mean that the person is a fire sign. It just means that the person is maybe very spiritual or oriented towards problem solving, are not wasting a lot of time with being self-destructive or making a lot of mistakes to prove that they are not good enough. They believe that they are good enough. But so I'm getting a little bit split here, because I'm feeling on one hand this can be you, but on the other hand I feel that this is also the same person, but it's because you are mirroring yourself in the other person. So this is you, but it's also the other person. They have this very strong self-esteem and sitting on their high horse here, and in the same time they have this, they feel like they need to improve themselves. So it might be that they come off like this, like they come off like they are worthy of you, or they might come off as they think that they are even better than you, and that they are full of it. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling. And in this context, with this being the same person, they are full of it. And it's a little bit fake. It's like this inflated kind of ego that needs to cover up for the wound where we don't feel like we are good enough. But yet again, I'm feeling that this person might be a little bit on a detour, but a detour is anyway, it's the right thing for them. They need to go this little bit detour. It will take some time before this person can, understand what the nightmare is all about and solve it. So they're going to have to go in a little bit winding kind of path before they can really make a breakthrough. So they will sometimes feel maybe disrespecting you and feeling like they are on the top of the world, and other times they will feel, no, I'm not good enough, I need to work on myself, I need to improve myself. So it's like this person has this little bit duality also inside themselves. In other case, the Nine of Wands is a really good card. It's about adventures and travels and reaching new cultures, understanding new ways of doing things, figuring out totally new things, ways of doing things totally on your own, also without visiting other cultures. So it's a very curious card, very future oriented and problem solving oriented. It's also a person that's not particularly shy, so it's a go grabber that's going getting the things that they want. So it might be that the person is also split, like they want to come towards you and change the Eight of Wands to the upright position, because the Eight of Wands is also Sagittarius and it's fire, and the Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. So it might be that they're trying to hurry up working on themselves so they can come to you. But the Divine's message is that they will not be able to make it as fast as maybe you want, because they have this detour to make. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in for a few seconds to this reading, and then we will continue. So, my dear ones, this is your future here, there, and this is your now, and this is your past. So in the past we have a Ten of Pentacles. So this, what we have seen here while I shuffle the cards, was like rather stable situation, even if it seems unstable now. It's something that has like a great platform. We have a Ten of Pentacles here. This is the Wheel of Fortune, which is also a 10. This is another Sagittarius. It's the Temperance card. And another Sagittarius, the Nine of Wands. So some of you might be dealing with Sagittarius, but it's much this spiritual thing. The gap between trying to protect yourself, but also trying to make progress with kind of changing yourself. So it's oscillating between protecting myself and maybe taking distance towards other people, and then trying to bravely step forward and work together with other people. And then it doesn't work out, so we step back and think, no, hell is other people. And then because we need to learn about boundaries too, and then we step forward and do the work again. Like it's almost like grinding flour, like corn into flour or wheat into flour. And these tens here, it's showing that the situation has been going on for a very long time. So it's very stable in one way, but it's about this reoccurring nightmare, this karma over and over and over and over again. So even if it's for the long haul, like a long-lasting relationship, for example, it's with a lot of problems, but it's because we have a karma that needs to be solved. And this is in the now, and we have another 8, and it's the 8 of Swords together with a very stubborn Emperor and the Reconciliation or Past Life card. So it seems like a person is making a lot of trouble for themselves, because it seems like they want to reconcile a situation which they can't anyway get rid of. It might be that there has been some distance between people, or people have been single, but they can't forget about the person or the situation that they they wanted once. So it's still like they still want it. So they want a reconciliation. They don't want this kind of desert period, want it to be over with. So this is what's inside the person, but on the outside they have all these rules. And again, it's about the divine masculine having a lot of rules for how they are supposed to behave. And it seems like this is preventing this person from stepping forward and kind of engaging in this what they want, because it seems like the situation is not going anywhere. So it's, if you still think about the same person 15 years later, it's probably the one, but this person is too stubborn to step forward and talk about this, that okay, so it seems like I'm still thinking of you, and now we are at the retirement home here. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so someone is getting in their own way for doing what they want. Okay, so the rules that they live by is preventing them. Maybe rules of being cool, or rules of being masculine, or rules of being stubborn, or rules that I need to win, or whatever rules it is. And it can be a feminine person or a masculine person having those rules that's making them unable to move forward. It might also be a person that recently have learned to put boundaries, so they don't want to cave in now. So it can be easy as that. And here we have the future, and it looks like very single again. It's a situation where we say no to a situation which we kind of want, but we are so tired of it that it's the same old crap over and over again. So we feel like we need to say no to it. It's the only logic thing. And it's about working even more on our self-confidence, self-respect, and self-love, and being able to be successful on our own, and to free ourselves from this negative thinking or negative feeling that we might have over ourselves that make us feel like we are not valuable enough. So this might apply to both you and the other person. Might be that both of you needs to learn the same thing. And this can apply to, like this reading can apply to not only romantic relationships, but any kind of relationship. And it can also relate to your dream. And in this case, you are the person with all these problems that needs to get to your dream. You maybe need to sacrifice yourself a little bit more and risk losing your face, for example. And here, to be able to risk losing one's face, one need to learn to first follow one's own rules and values, like a pendulum swing, like so much to hear, that we learn to love ourselves and respect ourselves, and that is what we gain from this. And when we love and respect ourselves, we don't feel alienated from the rest of the world. We don't feel like we are not worthy. So then we can start to behave in a much more adult kind of way. So that seems to be where this is heading. Okay, so the past here, then we have a little page of cups, and we had this 10 of Pentacles. So it seems like in the past, some person, maybe you or another person, have trying to make an approach and show a lot of vulnerability, or maybe inviting to something, but it's just a little page. So it might be that it was just like how the water was streaming into shore, and then it's going out again, and the person changed their mind. So it's a very fluid, it's not particularly stable. The situation is stable, but the person is not. So this is a stable situation, but the person might come in and then flush back with the waves, and in and flash back with the waves. So I think this is someone that has the best intentions, but might not be super brave either to show what they want or to stand up for what they want. It can be either one of these two, or maybe both, but some people can be very able to tell what they want, like I love you, I want to be with you forever, but they might not be able to take really good care of themselves in that situation. They might be too vulnerable and become a little bit almost codependent, while another person might have big troubles with showing vulnerability, and they come and they say, well, I love you, but the next time, next day, they are very, you know, the waves have went out again, and they are nowhere to be found because now they are scared because they showed vulnerability. So, and then we have Justice. We had, this is Libra. We also have Libra here with the Queen of Swords. So this is about weighing these kind of things, very wise towards each other. Like, should I be very vulnerable in this situation, or do I need to set boundaries? So it doesn't become this very unbalanced thing that we are in, we are out, up, down. So I'm hearing some song. I don't think it's this up, down. I think maybe it's, are you in or out? Maybe it's this hot or cold song. I will try to look that up. I often just hear the melody and maybe one or two words, and then it can be very hard to say what song it is, and the melody is maybe just a few notes. So okay, so I'm hearing more, so it might be two songs. Now I heard something about sexy lady, so this might be a more pornographic song. Okay, so yes, the person might also then, with the tunes that I heard, come off as they want a sex-only relationship. That's not true, but I feel that that is how they are protecting themselves and keeping their own inner balance. But it seems like a situation where people can't be mature enough to stand up and be the person that they are. So, for example, if we show vulnerability, we only show vulnerability. We don't show when we had enough because we are scared of the consequences, because now when we have shown vulnerability, we need to get the dream so we can take it however tainted it is. And on the other hand, a person might be very closed off and not show anything, and they have this secret life inside of them which they don't show to anyone. So both of these scenarios, that is a person that is very immature and needs to learn to balance themselves up and be able to both show vulnerability and have boundaries, so not either or. Okay, and here we have a Four of Swords, which is also Libra, so again talking about the scales, and it's the Four of Swords that's in the reverse. So I'm feeling that it's a person withdrawing, maybe not because they are so super cool, so they are going to have to show you that you are not worthy of their attention. It's more a person that's being a little bit tormented. It's almost like a poltergeist, smashing through one wall to the other wall, or you are waking up with the like in the ceiling one morning. So that kind of very restless kind of energy, like something is happening and I don't know why. So I think every time this person is trying to be vulnerable and show like more of what's inside of them, they get really scared and need to withdraw. Maybe I see like a person disappearing, like a little dot, like in the horizon. So it's like a runner, like a person that's running away. But they're not really running away from you, or you are not really running away from this other person if this is the other way around. It's more like you are running away from yourself, or this person is running away from their own feelings. Of maybe it's super scary to be vulnerable, and then we need to run and hide. So it's almost like a person playing hide and seek here. It's a very sweet person with very pure intentions, but easily freaked out. And here we have Judgment. So this is the divine wanting this crap to, like, it's boring to look at. So they say like, now you really need to fix this. We are so tired of looking at this same cycle over and over again. It's time for the the mortal humans to stand up and realize their immortal selves and not be such a chickens. And we can see that the people here are naked and they are woken up from these coffins. This is a person almost lying, it's almost like awake where a person is dead and they are lying there, very sick. But here they are standing up with vulnerability, no sword crossing them, no armor, actually naked and standing up from, kind of rising up from the dead. So instead of kind of shooting yourself, your life, your ship, so it becomes hole in it and it starts to sink. This is about being brave enough to continue sailing, you know, to be able to stop with the stupid running stuff, stop with the stupid being so darn scared for one's own emotions. One's own emotion is only frequency vibration. It's just tunes like music or a vibration. So it's nothing dangerous. It's only a communication system, a communication from your soul or from the divine or from your subconscious to you. And if a person gets so scared by this communication that they need to run and hide, they kind of need to man or woman up from this and not be that chicken anymore. And here we have a Queen of Wands. So I feel like this have been dealing with the person that you're with, and this might be you. So the Queen of Wands, looking at the black cat. I'm getting a whole story here that maybe before you were very vulnerable, but now you have, equally as the divine has gotten a little bit tired of this person being so chicken, I think you are rather tired of them too. And you're starting to look at the cat. Maybe you're even started to not only be tired, but rather pissed off with this. So we can know that a person has the best intentions and have a lot of patience with them. But that patience seems to have run out for some reason. Okay, so this was a very stable situation, but both the divine and, as I see it, you, like the majority of you will be this Queen of Wands, has gotten tired of this situation and can't continue to enable this person to act this immature or cowardly. Okay, so sometimes we get a reaction with the Queen of Wands, so we just can't tolerate the things we have tolerated before, because she's a very high value person that doesn't take crap, and she has also a temper, and so she doesn't have this kind of patience, which I feel might have been in the past, like a lot of patience, and now there's no patience. Okay, so that was the background story, and this is the now. So we have the Seven of Cups in reversed. So it seems like maybe because the divine and you got tired of this person is now swimming around in their own emotions, because no one is there to kind of take care of them, so help them from not falling into their own waters when they are shooting themselves in the foot and it's getting a hole in the bottom of the boat and they are sinking. So before, maybe you were able to save them, or the divine was able to save them kind of from themselves, but here I'm feeling they are getting the emotional consequences of their own inability to deal with their own emotions. So it means this person is swimming in a swamp, maybe with some crocodiles, because I'm seeing crocodiles frequently here for my inner vision. And the crocodiles are gatekeepers. So if the person can stop be panicky and start maybe to swim or maybe float a little bit in these waters, they might be eaten by a crocodile, but that is being devoured by your own fear. And that might lead to a triggering of one's, like kickstarting one's spiritual growth. So we might have a Kundalini awakening, or we might have a big epiphany, or we have it feels like a little bit of a panic attack, or like a depression of some sort, where nothing what we tried before seems to work anymore. So whatever we do, we are back in this puddle of pain. But if we can stay with it and maybe, scream and have this anxiety and go through it and not be so scared of it, kind of just watching it happen and letting it happen, this can be a great gateway for this person. It's a 7. 7 is a magical number. It's about being challenged in some way. And if you make it through the challenge magically, you are being shoot to the next level. So it's very challenging. Like you get challenged with these cards. They are not easy, but if you are making it, if you can make it through the challenge, it will be very rewarding. And then we have a 10 of Cups in reverse, comes underneath the Justice card. So this person is in some way living without the love and support that they had before. So they're swimming around for themselves. I want to understand why the 10 of Cups came there. I didn't get much from it more than that they're kind of maybe missing you or feeling this attachment to family. Okay, second chakra, Archangel Ariel. So it might be that this person is starting to soft up a little bit. This is the sexual chakra, but it's also the chakra for being, for example, a parent, being able to take care of other people, showing empathy and being able to, it's a very spiritual chakra, but maybe on the spiritual level that we were in a very innocent age of time. Where the person can show innocence and kind of become a little bit more pure and honest. So I'm thinking feelings are there to affect this person's sacral chakra, and they're starting to long for things like maybe children and family and you is what I'm feeling here. But they're still in this, it's not a good mood. It's sadness or a little bit hopelessness or feeling like everything is like the good things are in the past. It's not in the future. So it might be that you are feeling the same way, that the good things are in the past and nothing good is in the future. And here we have the Two of Swords, which is Libra again. So we get a lot of Sagittarius and Libra here. And it's interesting because the Libra essence of this is a situation where we want to always have balance. So we don't want to be over happy. We don't want to be over sad. So it's a person trying to be leveled like this all the time. And if we have those kind of ideas, like this is how we are supposed to live, this is more Gemini energy. So we have this idea, we need to always be cool. We can't show big expression of emotions. Then we can become like almost imprisoned in ourselves. Sagittarius, on the other hand, this is not Sagittarius, it's Aries, but it has come a lot of fire energy. But mainly Sagittarius is a person or an energy that's not scared of this at all. Like they can jump, paraglide down a mountain, fall on their face, get up again, go back onto the mountain, do another jump. While this Libra energy doesn't want to be put into these kind of situations. They want to be able to keep their cool and have their mask on and not be forced to swim in the puddle of emotions or failure or being humiliated or whatever. So here the person is desperately trying to get back to this situation where they were able to remain their cool. So they are trying to actually close off the swamp water with the crocodiles and the longing and all this. So the person is still on this detour where they are trying desperately to use their own survival skills. So we can say that this person is stuck in a like a place of no return. It's not like that, but I'm feeling like a back alley and they are trying to run on this road, but it's going to end in a brick wall. So they're running in a brick wall again and again and again. What they really need to do is to either fly up or go back. So it's like the divine has kept them, taken them into a trap. where they are being have to prove to themselves that the old survival skill isn't working. It's not going to solve this. Like staying cool and not taking action is not going to solve this. It's going to keep the person in this very anxious mood of not getting their dreams fulfilled and not having so much choices left from life and things like this. So it might apply to you too, that this is the situation for you too, that your old survival skill doesn't work. And here we have a Page of Wands. So we had a little Page of Cups there. Here comes a Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands in the reverse, this in the upright position is a very spiritual card, like a person that can follow divine direction and do whatever the divine tells them to do. So it's a person that are able to sacrifice a lot of this, like their face, to because they trust in the divine and they want to follow the directions. But when this comes in the reversed, I'm feeling that this might be the Queen of Wands kind of energy. When it comes in the reversed, they are not so reluctant to follow divine instructions anymore. So this might be you. So it seems like neither of these two energies are ready to make some kind of approach and overbridge the gap that's between these two people. Because this person has, I'm getting the feeling here that they feel like they have already done all this. They were the brave one all along. So they don't want to be brave now. So it's like a person that I'm seeing, like a person that refuses to send a letter, and also they have taped their mailbox. So it's like this Two of Swords. So there's a gap between two people here, and it's no communication, and neither person is thinking of communicating. And here underneath the Queen of Wands, we have a Queen of Cups. So this, for my majority of you, this will be you, and you are still feeling the love, but you are refusing to do the work because nothing has really changed for you. You are feeling the same thing. You might be a little bit more pissed off with this cat here, but in generally speaking, you are you're not stuck in time, but you haven't changed your mind. You still, the dream is the same, the feelings are the same. It's just that you have been forced to act in ways that are different, and maybe forced to become this person that doesn't jump through hoops for fixing things. But it's still, nothing else has really changed, is what I'm feeling. So basically we have a person here that's kind of ready for love, but doesn't want to be the only one being ready for love, and the other person is not ready. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay, so this is in the future, and we have an Ace of Cups. So this Page of Cups might return with their little Ace of Cups in the future, when they have when they have realized they are in a back alley, or that you are not going to communicate. So they might come again. But you see, this is a Page of Cups holding an Ace of Cups. This is an Ace of Cups. So I'm feeling they might not have changed so much. Their love is strong and true and pure. But they might not be able to show this, and it's very necessary that they are able to show this, because in other case they haven't learned their lesson, and their lesson is about being able to be brave enough to show some vulnerability. We have 11 here, 20, and 2 of Swords. Both these are Libra, and all of this comes back to the number of 2. So it's like a stale. It's not moving forward. It's still like a situation where we need to make a decision, and neither one is making a decision and a forward action. So it's 2, 2, 2. But it's also about having boundaries, having self-control, not giving in. So I'm thinking both people here in this equation is not giving in, and one is supposed to, the other one is probably not allowed to. Even if you feel that divine might tell you to, like you're maybe second guessing yourself, and maybe you're thinking that the divine probably wants me to fix this again. It's not like that. You're not supposed to fix this. It's I'm thinking you're not allowed to fix this. And here we have a Knight of Swords in the reverse, so it's much what I said, that the person hasn't really developed, so they will do this this thing again where they come and offer you something and then run away. So just don't ignore them, but you have so much experience from this now because it does happen here in the past and it will happen here in the future. So figure out how you want to approach this if this happens. How do you want to deal with this person? Maybe for what I'm seeing, like what the signs I've seen, for example, yesterday, so I usually use those in the reading that I do the other day. And what I've seen is that it can be very rewarding to not show that much interest in this case, okay? Because it has come through a lot, like to radio shows and to television and to what people have said to me and things like that. So I was also thinking about a situation from my past where I was applying to different positions or different schools actually, and it was a school I didn't really want to get into, but it was like my second choice or my third choice or something like that. But that third choice, I got into the first two choices, but the third choice denied me and I was not allowed to enter their program. And suddenly it was their program I wanted to go. I quickly realized that this was also only because I was denied the program, so I didn't work myself up to any frenzy because of it. But yeah, it's just a story and you can take from it whatever you want, but it might be that this person would apply themselves better if you said no to them, basically. And here we have an Eight of Wands. So Eight of Wands comes from this, both these cards are about silent treatment. This is silent treatment. In this case, Four of Swords is in the reverse, so it's a silent treatment because the person is dead. It's not literally dead, but helpless, and they don't have any tools to solve the situation. Two of Swords is kind of very diplomatic card. It's a person that doesn't want to create any problems, so they're keeping silent with what they really want, but they don't want to cause problems for you. They don't want to cause problems for themselves, so it's not totally altruistic. It's also a little bit selfish, and being able to have a game face on a little bit and playing like we are very diplomatic when really there's a lot of sadness going on underneath the surface. So this is opposites. Those two are about silent treatment. This is about communicating and, letting reality, the truth, which is true, and say the truth and suddenly become very vulnerable and open. So I'll see if that's really true. So we have a door to value. So it feels like this person wants some kind of valuable thing that they have wanted for a long time, and maybe they are ready to pay up a little bit for it, to maybe make a sacrifice to get this valuable thing behind the door. So I'm seeing like the person wants some kind of like they have a vision of what they want, and they are prepared to sacrifice, like give of themselves to get there. So we'll see how that pans out. And we have the World card here, and it comes underneath 20. That's the divine asking more of this situation, wanting people to step up. And then we have 21, which is when people have stepped up and been able to solve their karmic issue. So it seems like we have a real breakthrough here, and that this could be like the aha moment where the person says, first they will run away is what I'm feeling, but then it might be that your reaction is to like whoever cares, and then they feel, because there was a lot of energy that was put into this first attempt to communicate, So maybe the person has gone like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for a very long time. And eventually they were brave enough to reach out, but then they run away again. And if that wasn't particularly effective, because you don't run after them, it might be that they make a third attempt in this reading. And third, 2 + 1 is 3. And we have also 3 + 1 here. So it's something with the numbers. But so here they have like some kind of breakthrough, probably due to you not engaging that much in the stupid thing that you have seen before, and you know it's not going to lead to anything. So, and here we have a King of Pentacles, which comes underneath these two ladies. So it's not, eureka, we got it, now we will live happily forever after. It's more about deciding if the person is in or out. Kind of deciding if you want them to be in or out. So it's a situation where you sometimes let them come in and sometimes close the door in their face. So it seems like there needs a time or a period where you don't let this person in fully. You kind of make sure that they have learned their lesson and really have changed on a deep level before you make any commitment with this person. So you really need to choose yourself in this situation and not like throwing your castle doors open and inviting everyone in for a party. Just like people are invited when they are worthy of you, because this is about you didn't feel worthy. So maybe you were a little bit codependent. Here you need to prove that you are not a codependent anymore. This is also the husband, and it's a card for the long haul. So again, it kind of shows that this situation or this your dream is not going anywhere. So you might as well deal with it, but deal with it with here you need to have patience with waiting until the other person or to the situation itself is ready for you. Because if it's not ready for you, it's not going to be valuable anyways. So you might as well give it even more time before you really let this person in. And when you let this person in under the right circumstances, it will be maybe a marriage or like some kind of commitment, or like employment for a 10-year lease of an apartment, or a 10-year contract for a job or something like that. So I hope this helped, and I want you to take really good care. And if you have more questions, you can turn to my first channel page. Click my little Queen of Cups icon down here in the corner, and you will get to the first channel page where you will have the recent love reading for the latest period. It's Aquarius reading is up, and it's for January, February. The Pisces reading is up. That's for February, March. So you can watch whatever reading you feel is most suited. And there's also pick a card readings and other near personal readings there. And I will continue sprinkling near personal readings. And if I have a little bit more strength, I might do pick a card reading as well. And I will come back with the love readings for Aries season in the end of February. So I hope to see you soon, and take really good care, and bye-bye.